Good evening, everyone. Please be seated. My name is Nikki Kimmis, and I have the great privilege and honor of serving as the Dean of the University of New England College of Dental Medicine. I am so delighted to be here this evening to commemorate this very special day in the academic and professional lives of our student colleagues. On behalf of the College of Dental Medicine, it is my great pleasure to extend a warm welcome to the family, friends, and guests of our students that are here with us this evening, and to those of you watching our live stream. I also extend a welcome on behalf of UNE's President, James Herbert, and our Provost, Gwendolyn Mahin. Due to university travel commitments, they were not able to join us this evening. They both send our class of 2027 their heartfelt congratulations and wanted you all to know that they would certainly be here with you tonight if they could. It is also my honor to welcome our alums, colleagues from the local dental community, the Maine Dental Association, and the Forsyth Institute, our donors, and other friends and supporters of our college. I would like to sincerely thank all of you for joining our annual White Coat ceremony to honor our college's 11th entering class, the class of 2027. I would now like to introduce the honored guest joining us on the platform today. As I call your name, please stand. Audience, please hold your applause until all members of the platform party have been introduced. Dr. Molly Cohen, Assistant Clinical Professor and CDM Faculty Assembly Chair. Dr. Mohammed El-Sahi, Assistant Clinical Professor and Department Chair of Preventative, Pediatric, and Community Dentistry and Research Coordinator. Dr. Shanna Gagnon, Maine Dental Association President. Dr. Audra Boynton, Class of 2018 alumna. Dr. Albert Abina, Assistant Dean for Community Partnerships and Interim Associate Dean of Clinical Education and Patient Care. Dr. Yang Kong, Associate Clinical Professor and Department Chair of Restorative and Clinical Sciences. Professor Eileen Dunphy, Associate Clinical Professor and Interim Department Chair of Diagnostic, Surgical, and Integrated Sciences. Ms. Macy Punzalan, Vice President of the Class of 2024. We are so pleased to have you all play a role in our ceremony this evening. Thank you for helping us to mark this important milestone. We are also joined by many of our outstanding and committed faculty and professional staff. I invite the faculty and professional staff that are with us today to please stand to be recognized. Students, please do not hesitate to reach out to these incredible individuals during your time with us. This is the only time in your life that you will be surrounded by so much dental expertise at once. These individuals have so much to offer you in support of your success. Thank you, faculty and professional staff, for being here this evening in support of our student colleagues. Several volunteers from our class of 2026 are assisting with today's ceremony. Will our student volunteers please stand? We appreciate you giving up a Friday evening of intensive studying to support your colleagues. Thank you. family members, significant others, friends, and mentors here with us today or joining us online. Without you, our students would not be here. Your continued love, support, coaching, and encouragement have been instrumental to them during their journey. I would like to ask that our class of 2027 students please rise, face the audience, and join me in thanking your supporters for all that they have done for you. I love to see all the waves back and forth. Just as you have made sacrifices to get here, they too have made many sacrifices. I can see and feel just how proud of you they are. Class of 2027, how wonderful it is to be gathered here this evening to honor and celebrate all of you in the presence of your special guests. The first full-fledged white coat ceremony took place at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons in New York on August 20th, 1993. The white coat ceremony was a way to welcome students to the profession and highlight the importance of humanism in the care of all patients. The first dental white coat ceremony was held in the mid-1990s at the Arthur A. Degoni School of Dentistry. Prior to this, dental students were traditionally welcomed into the profession upon graduation from the program. Student colleagues, you have all made a conscious decision to seek the privileges and responsibilities of a dental professional. Today is a very special day. Today is the day that we welcome and recognize you as a member of the dental profession early in your dental education. This evening's ceremony marks the beginning of a lifelong professional and educational journey in which you are making a commitment to being a healthcare provider. After you receive your white coat today, you will be given a copy of the Ethics Handbook for Dentists, an introduction to ethics, professionalism, and ethical decision-making. The American College of Dentists has provided this copy for you. The mission of the American College of Dentists is to advance excellence, ethics, professionalism, and leadership in dentistry. Let me say those important words again. Excellence, ethics, professionalism, and leadership. As you read this book, I encourage you to reflect on how you will be a dental professional in the truest sense of the term. Your primary obligation is service to your patients. How will you place the interest of your patients above that of yourself? You must adopt and practice the highest ethical standards. How will you maintain a solid ethical foundation and commitment to abide by our profession's code of ethics? You must be dedicated to improving public health. How will you use your expertise and skills to improve the health of your community and beyond? You must be devoted to lifelong learning. How will you provide your patients with the very best care in a profession that is continually evolving? I don't expect you to have the answers to these questions tonight. After all, this is only the start of your journey. You have chosen a noble profession. Discover your personal passion, stay humble, be kind, practice empathy, be competent, be curious, know your limitations, and do not ever compromise your integrity. I'll conclude with a quote by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Class of 2027, congratulations to each one of you as you solidify your commitment to the dental profession today. Thank you for choosing UNE to embark on your professional journey. We are all very proud of you. At this time, I would like to introduce our alumni speaker, Dr. Audra Boynton. Dr. Boynton is a graduate of the class of 2018 and has a strong connection with the state of Maine and the University of New England. She grew up in the rural community of Windsor, Maine, which is located outside Maine's capital of Augusta. Dr. Boynton completed her undergraduate education in UNE's dental hygiene program located on this very campus, but also aspired to attend the College of Dental Medicine as soon as she heard of its founding. She was a hard-working dental student, both inside and outside the classroom. She worked 3 jobs at certain points, such as serving as adjunct clinical faculty for the dental hygiene program and working part-time on school breaks and weekends as a dental hygienist. Additionally, since 2009, she has also volunteered with Oasis Free Dental Clinics. As a dental student, Dr. Boynton was also active in our chapter of the American Academy of Women Dentists, the Periodontology and Implantology Club, and the Oral Healthcare Collaboration Club. Given her passion and interest for serving underserved populations in Maine after graduation, she was a recipient of the Delta Dental Plan of Maine Scholarship in her 4th year, associated with the completion of a community-based externship rotation at a site in a rural and underserved community in Maine. Additionally, she was selected as a Key to Oral Health Scholar in partnership with Key Bank that focused on supporting students with an interest in caring for Maine's rural and underserved communities. She was also inducted into the Beta Theta chapter of Omicron Kappa Upsilon, which is a dental honor society, in recognition of her outstanding academic record and moral character. Currently, Dr. Boynton is a public health dentist at Oasis Free Clinics in Brunswick, Maine, and still serves as a clinical faculty member for UNE's Dental Hygiene Department. Dr. Boynton is also a recipient of the Delta Dental Plan of Maine Loan Repayment Award in recognition of her service to underserved communities in Maine. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Boynton to the podium.
Good evening, and thank you all for letting me be a part of tonight's white coat ceremony. I'm honored to be one of the first to welcome the class of 2027 to the field of dentistry. I know how hard each of you has worked just to be seated here tonight, to spend the next 4 years working incredibly hard. It'll all be worth it, though, I promise. I know because 9 years ago, I was here at my UNE white coat ceremony, listening to our keynote speaker. He spoke about the white coat coming from a place with the expectation of altruism, responsibility, duty, honor, respect, and compassion. He also reminded us that it is even more important to have those expectations for ourselves. To look within and ask, am I doing everything I can to honor the oath I've taken tonight? To remember this when doing the right thing is hard. To know the importance of continuing education. After all, it's called the practice of dentistry because it's always evolving and no one can master it all. And finally, to know you don't have to go it alone. Seek mentorship and find solace in knowing others have been in your shoes and want to help you grow. Now, these are all very good points, but how do you reach this level of professionalism if you weren't miraculously already born this way? Well, you are in the right place. You're all very blessed to have some of the most caring and qualified dentists I know as faculty. They're excellent mentors who will remain available to you long after graduation. They've made a huge impact in my education and how I view my role in dentistry. I hope that I'm making them proud tonight. That being said, UNE has mapped out 7 core values that are woven into each class, and you may already be familiar with them in these first few weeks. I actually ended up with most of them as bullet points in my rough draft for this presentation. Maybe it's just me bleeding blue and white, but the core values UNE strives to instill in its students really are the core values it will take to thrive in this profession. As you don your white coats and accept all the obligations and responsibilities that come with it, please take each one of these core values to heart. The first one is excellence. I think this goes without saying. I hope nobody's goal is to do a fairly decent filling. There will be times when you're running behind and cutting a few corners will be tempting, when you might think, well, the contact's a little light, probably won't be an issue. If I redo it, I'll really be far behind. But excellence is taking the time to do the very best you're capable of in all situations and striving to improve each time you do it. It's also knowing when to refer because somebody else could do it better, for now. The second value is professionalism. Professionalism will need to become second nature. Dentists are a very highly regarded group. Your actions will be closely watched. You'll be expected to not only be skilled and knowledgeable, but also well-spoken and collected at all times. Patients will regularly test your ability to keep your cool. You'll need to be the bigger person, redirect inappropriate conversations, and respectfully stand your ground at times. Outside the office, you'll also be watched. Community members will recognize you and judge you. However, if you're perceived as a professional, you're likely to be viewed as more trustworthy, and your opinions are more highly regarded, so it's all negative. The third value is patient-centered care. Great dentists put patients first, always. Treat others the way you would want to be treated. Recognize best treatments are unique for each patient. You can make the most informed, research-backed recommendations, but ultimately, patients get to make the call on what treatment they move forward with. Collaborate with other healthcare professionals. So many health issues have oral markers, and dentists may be the first to see the signs of systemic disease. We may also be the first to notice mental or physical abuse and neglect. Dentists have an opportunity to influence so much more than oral health. We are a key piece of the total health team. The fourth value is social responsibility. The mission of UNE College of Dental Medicine is to improve the health of northern New England, as well as rural and underserved areas, while shaping the future of dentistry through excellence in education, discovery, and service. I'm sure you've all heard this mission statement many times in the short period you've been here. Some of you may be more passionate about public health than others, but for me, that was a big part of what drew me into dentistry. I graduated from UNE's dental hygiene program in 2008, and my very first job as a hygienist was at Healthcare for the Homeless on Preble Street in Portland. That was diving straight into public health. I grew up in a small central Maine town and was already very familiar with the narrative of foregoing dental or medical care due to costs. Even still, I had no idea how extreme it could get for some populations. My time at Healthcare for the Homeless was the spark that ignited my passion for public health and led ultimately to my return to UNE's dental school. Access to care is a huge issue. I'm currently working for Oasis Free Clinics. We provide free medical and dental care to adults who have no health or dental insurance and meet certain income requirements. As the largest free medical and dental clinic in the state of Maine, we serve 500 adults per year, roughly. A large portion of our patients are new Mainers seeking asylum and migrant workers. My work is meaningful and so appreciated by the people receiving care. If working in public health is not in your plans, I urge you to consider volunteering or becoming active on a public policy level. There are many different organizations who would love to have you. Giving back is good for the soul and your community. The fifth value is diversity. Please recognize that everybody can teach you something. We each have our strengths and our weaknesses, and the more we collaborate, the more we can improve. Also, please take every opportunity to try new experiences. Don't write off a population or a procedure without giving it a try. Think you would never enjoy working with small children or molar endo? Well, you don't know until you try. Stay open, stay flexible. Plans definitely change. Just keep growing. The sixth value is scholarship. Continuing education is critical to all the core values. It's an exciting time to be in dentistry. Technology is exploding, and digital dentistry is evolving so fast it's hard to keep up with. I highly recommend joining a study club after graduation. They're a great way to consistently review best practices and also a way to maintain professional relationships. The final core value is leadership. To be a dentist is synonymous with being a leader. We lead our dental team, we lead our patients to make sound health decisions, we lead our state and federal governments to reform policies. Great dentists work to improve their leadership skills like they would any clinical skill. These 7 core values are the building blocks for becoming a great dentist, but nobody can force you to take them to heart. Ultimately, you have to look within and embrace them for yourself. There's a certain grace in recognizing where we fall short and where mistakes have been made. Own it and work on a solution, and this is how you progress. I would also like to add one more bit of advice. My wish for all of you is to find the aspect of dentistry you're passionate about, and that you wake up each day excited to change lives. After all, that's why this white coat is so special. Let the journey begin, class of 2027, and thank you.
I'll get there eventually. There we go. Thank you for those wonderful remarks, Dr. Boynton. We are so proud of the service that you do in support of our mission and appreciate you making the time to be here with us this evening. We will now commence with the presentation of the white coats. The white coat symbolizes the initial entry of each member of the class of 2027 into our profession. It is a traditional symbol of compassion, professional training, clinical excellence, and it serves to remind us of the privileges and duties that we have as dentists and the responsibilities we have in service to the public. The official emblem of dentistry is embroidered on your white coats. The emblem was adopted by the American Dental Association in 1965. The intertwined triangle and circle are the Greek letters of delta, which represents the letter D in the word dentistry, and omicron, which represents odont, meaning tooth. The central figure is a serpent wrapped around a cautery and 32 leaves with 20 berries, representing the 32 permanent teeth and the 20 primary or baby teeth. The background color of lilac was chosen as the color of dentistry in 1897 by the National Association of Dental Faculties. I now invite Professor Dunphy, Dr. El-Sahi, Dr. Kong, and Dr. Cohen for the presentation of the white coats.
Our class of 2026 representatives will lead the class of 2027 to the stage. I will introduce each student, and they will proceed across the stage to receive their white coat from Dr. Kong and Professor Dunphy. The student will then walk to Dean Kimmis, shake her hand, and pause for a photo. The student will proceed across the stage, pausing to receive an ethics handbook from Dr. El-Sahi, and then to shake Dr. Gagnon's hand. After the student exits the stage, they will return to their seat and be seated. Guests are welcome to come forward to take photographs. Will the first row of student doctors please rise and approach the stage? Schweib Ahmad, Herndon, Virginia. Alexandra Andrews McKelman, Boothbay, Maine. Ursa Awan, Hamden, Connecticut. Madeline Baker, Grand Blanc, Michigan. Grace Banning, Guilford, Connecticut. Romit Busari, Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Daniela Bloom, Potomac, Maryland. Hadrian Borden, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Christopher Bourne, Merrimack, New Hampshire. Heather Cabral, New Bedford, Massachusetts. Grayson Cassidy, Land O'Lakes, Florida. Andrew Champagne, Concord, New Hampshire. Hannah Corbett, Sebago, Maine. Giovanna D'Alessandro, Situate, Rhode Island. Emma Daft, Barrington, Rhode Island. Rami Deeb, Burbank, California. Shiva Jabari, Saratoga, California. Robin Nicole Dominguez, Elsa, Texas. Yikan Dong, Wuhan, China. Logan Doucette, South Portland, Maine. Ahmed Eldib, Queens, New York. Netta Eldib, Queens, New York. Abdel Rahman El Hashash, Quincy, Massachusetts. Mine's switched. Abby Ellison, Chatham, Illinois. Aditya Garg, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Alyssa Gauthier, North Kingston, Rhode Island. Kara Gilliland, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Caitlin Gardone, Percy, Pennsylvania. Jason Griffin, Heber City, Utah. Liberty Hager, Palmyra, New York. Caleb Hanula, Boise, Idaho. Zainab Hashim, Erbil, Iraq. Abigail Jur, Watertown, New York. Yana Keen, Danville, Maine. Jafe Kellis, Magdalena, New Mexico. Andrew Karras, Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. Candace Killian, Statesville, North Carolina. Catherine Lane, Bristol, Connecticut. Phong Lee, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Christina LeBlanc, Albany, New Hampshire. Hannah Nare Lee, New Orleans, Louisiana. Emma McDonald, Dalkeith, Ontario, Canada. Saida Zubia Mahmoud, Jersey City, New Jersey. Nadine Mancy, Dearborn, Michigan. Connor Martell, Clovis, California. Peyton McEwen, Biddeford, Maine. Farah Mena, Falls Church, Virginia. Mackenzie Milliken, Westfield, Massachusetts. Shahrior Mirzayev, Center Mauritius, New York. Joshua Mott, Ogden, Utah. Tanner Mueller, Clovis, California. Carla Gisela Musquiz de la Fuente, San Antonio, Texas. Brittany Netto, Fort Kent, Maine. Ahmed Niazi, Dallas, Texas. Gregory Palermo, Rochester, New York. Brooke Parker, Mandeville, Louisiana. Shivani Anil Patel, Ashland, New Hampshire. Hannah Grace Poor, Kenosha, Wisconsin. Colleen Pringer, Westerly, Rhode Island. Linda Red, Baltimore, Maryland. Gabriella Rowe, Troy, Michigan. Charlie Schulte, Middleburg, Virginia. Shira Shang, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Georgia Summer, Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Dong Min Sung, Belmont, Massachusetts. Paige Sweem, Kalispell, Montana. Kim Win Tai, Easton, Massachusetts. Sneha Thota, Charlotte, North Carolina. Trung Nguyen Than Tran, Anaheim, California. John Wibbs, Jr., Pensacola, Florida. Leo Yoon, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Thank you, Dr. Cohen, for enthusiastically agreeing to do the hardest job of this entire ceremony. You were fabulous. For the record, she actually volunteered. Usually we have to beg someone to read the names. Audience, please stand and join me in recognizing the class of 2027 on their significant accomplishment. There's definitely much love and support for you in this room. Please be seated, everyone. I would like now to invite Dr. Shanna Gagnon to welcome the class of 2027 on behalf of the Maine Dental Association.
Good evening. On behalf of the Maine Dental Association, I'd like to welcome everyone to the UNE White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2027. My name's Shanna Gagnon. I'm the current president of the Maine Dental Association. I'm a general dentist at Gagnon Dental in Farmingdale, which was started by my father, Don Gagnon, in 1978. As a teenager and a college student, I worked in the office in whatever capacity was needed, at the desk, as a chairside assistant, painting the building, mowing the lawn, anything. You name it, I had to do it. While assisting my dad, I observed firsthand the patience and the dedication that's required to take care of patients. I was lucky enough to practice alongside my dad for about 8 years, and I learned a tremendous amount about patient care and the art of fixing teeth. There are a number of memories that I can recall when thinking about my white coat ceremony at the University of Connecticut School of Dental Medicine. I remember trying on that brand new white coat and thinking, wow, this is a big deal. I remember feeling a little intimidated by what a white coat means, as I had observed my dad for years before starting dental school, and I knew exactly what I was getting into. I also remember watching in awe as he had the ability to fix teeth that appeared to be unfixable. When I put on that white coat, I remember thinking that I too was going to learn how to fix the unfixable, and it made me feel a little bit like a tooth superhero. While quite impressive looking, that shiny, brand new white coat comes with many responsibilities. To patients, it will make you look official, like a real doctor. And as a student, that kind of confidence helps to bridge that gap between what you know at the time you start wearing it, what you will learn once you've been practicing for 10 years, or 20 years, or 30 years and beyond. That white coat symbolizes many things, including your duty and your responsibility to patient care, your commitment to lifelong learning in dentistry, and the professionalism you are expected to uphold. At times, it will be difficult to balance all of those responsibilities that your white coat brings to your life. But in time, you will see that with this responsibility comes a lot of personal and professional satisfaction. Tonight, I'd like to welcome all of our dental superheroes in training into our dental community. Congratulations to each and every one of you on your decision to pursue a career in dentistry.
Thank you so much for being here with us today, Dr. Gagnon. We truly appreciate your dedicated service to the dental profession. Even more, we appreciate you taking time to be here on your special day and wish you a very happy birthday. I would now like to welcome Dr. Albert Abina to the podium to lead our students in the Dentist's Pledge. Students, as you recite this pledge, please reflect on the meaning of the words.
Class of 2027, please stand and raise your right hand. You may view the Dentist's Pledge in your program as we recite it together. I state your name. As a member of the dental profession, shall keep this pledge and these stipulations. I understand and accept that my primary responsibility is to my patients. And I shall dedicate myself to render, to the best of my ability, the highest standard of oral health care, and to maintain a relationship of respect and confidence. Therefore, let all come to me, safe in the knowledge that their total health and well-being are my first consideration. I shall accept the responsibility that, as a professional, my competence rests on continuing the attainment of knowledge and skill in the arts and sciences of dentistry. I acknowledge my obligation to support and sustain the honor and integrity of the profession, and to conduct myself in all endeavors such that I shall merit the respect of patients, colleagues, and my community. I further commit myself to the betterment of my community for the benefit of all society. I shall faithfully observe the principles and ethics and code of professional conduct set forth by the profession. All this I pledge with pride in my commitment to the profession and the public it serves. Congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Abina, for leading our students in this very important pledge. I would now like to invite Macy Punzalan, Vice President of the Class of 2024, to share a welcome on behalf of our student body.
Thank you to the deans, faculty, staff, and class of 2027 for inviting me here today. It is an honor to witness and celebrate the class of 2027 on the significant milestone of receiving their white coats, and being formally inducted into the University of New England College of Dental Medicine. This is the very beginning of a beautiful commitment to the profession of dentistry and symbolizes the highest commitment to care for all people. Through my 3 years of donning the white coat, I believe it is fair to say that the white coat comes with a great responsibility to the community, which the College of Dental Medicine successfully guides you to grow into. As you move forward in your dental journey at the University of New England, I would like you to keep in your minds and hearts a few pieces of advice. The first is to make the most out of your time at the College of Dental Medicine and dedicate your very best efforts to your educational journey. You have so many resources at your disposal: access to the simulation clinic, research journals, and student-run organizations that offer a variety of opportunities to engage with each other and the dental professional community in Maine. But most importantly, you have the most incredible faculty members who have so many years of wisdom and experience in dentistry, and they're here ready to share it with you. This learning period requires a sacrifice of some sort, time spent bettering yourselves for your future patients. But you are not alone in this endeavor. You are surrounded by a community of people who want to support you and see you succeed in becoming the best dentist you can be. My fondest memories of dental school are rooted in this. I recall reserving rooms on campus for long hours of the day with my friends, eating takeout from Taco Bell, teaching each other, drawing out diagrams, and quizzing each other until we were all on the same page of understanding. Then there would be the late nights spent in the simulation clinic, drilling and filling teeth until they were perfect. You wouldn't be alone there either. There are always a few other classmates around, one of them most likely blasting the top hits from the early 2000s, but always willing to look at your preps and share a technique or two of what they learned in the hopes that it would work for you too. Secondly, I hope that you are gentle with yourself through the learning process that is dentistry. You will find yourself struggling with a topic, a concept, or a technique, but know that you were chosen to be here because we know you are capable of overcoming the challenges that come your way. We have so much time to get to where we want to be and to be who we dream of becoming. So allow yourselves grace and patience as you navigate through the rough waters, and in doing so, you will invest more energy and space in your life to improve and become a better version of yourself. Lastly, you are capable of making a difference in this world, not only within your profession, but outside of it as well. If you see that there is a need within the community, be bold and brainstorm to overcome the obstacles and take the time to implement them. The change you make can start out big or small, but it can only happen if it starts with you being consistent and intentional in all you do. The change will not end with you. Your actions impact others. Therefore, be kind to everyone and foster a drive to do good work. The opportunities to make a positive change in the world are within reach, and I hope you always choose to take the initiative to make our world a better and brighter place. As my favorite poet, Ada Limon, the 24th Poet Laureate of the United States, said, "Look, we are not in spectacular things. We've come this far, survived this much. What would happen if we decided to survive more, to love harder? If we stood up with our synapses and flesh and said no, no to the rising tides, stood for the many mute mouths of the sea, of the land, what would happen if we used our bodies to bargain for the safety of others, for Earth? Therefore, I believe that if we all did our part in working towards positive change in our community, the results would be tenfold in the world. So please, do not forget that as healthcare professionals and as human beings, we will always have a role to play in creating a safer and supportive world for each other. Thank you again for having me, and congratulations to the class of 2027 on this incredible milestone within your career.
Maybe you can help me write my graduation remarks for your class, Macy. Thank you for sharing such inspiring and thoughtful words of advice with your student colleagues. Will the members of the class of 2027 please rise and face the audience? Family, friends, and colleagues, it is my great pleasure to officially present the future dentists of the class of 2027. Welcome to the CDM family of oral healthcare providers, and welcome to dentistry. Please be seated. As we conclude this evening's ceremony, I would like to recognize the many individuals who have worked hard to make this wonderful event possible. First are our awesome key professional staff members that organized and assisted with today's event. Tiffany Nelson, Kelsey Harrison, they're way back there, I'm waving at them. Devin Landis, Elena Lepolis, Denise Mayhew, and Tanya Thompson. Thank you so very much. I'm very high maintenance, and they keep me in order. Hard at work throughout the ceremony, capturing photos and streaming video, Jeff Schur and David Daddiego. Thank you. Many thanks to our fabulous facilities team for setting up for our event, to our wonderful caterers, Parkhurst, and to our amazing musical group, the Portland Brass. And lastly, a very special shout out to our Assistant Dean of Student Affairs and Alumni Relations, Dr. Travis Erickson. Dr. Erickson leads our team in organizing the events, and he recently finished his PhD, so we're very proud of him. This concludes our white coat ceremony. I now invite you to join us in the adjacent room for a reception. I ask that family and friends please remain seated until the faculty and students have exited. Our faculty will be congratulating the students as they exit the auditorium. They will join you in the adjacent room immediately after. Thank you all for joining us this evening, and thank you again for your support. I wish you a wonderful rest of your evening.